Hi everyone, this is a video about this buck converter, a step down buck converter with display. The model number is LM2596 and it's adjustable. I've purchased this to charge 3 18650 batteries with a balanced charging board. With the output of 12.6 volts, but I was rather disappointed because mainly I had some adapters that they can provide up to 42 volts, but unfortunately when I connected 42 volts to this, it couldn't handle, because the limit of this is 4 to 40 volts, and then here is 1.5 volts up to 36 volts. And these two caps, they are rated at 35 volts, if you can see them, but majority of them in the market, these two caps are rated as 50 volts. So with 50 volts it can handle better the 40 volt input. And the price of this unit was £3.50 or under £4. I purchased two of them because I had two of those power supplies that they are rated at 42 volts. But unfortunately, when I connected to this cap and this component, they started to get really hot and unsuitable for that sort of voltage at all. I guess if these caps were 50 volts, it could handle better the input of 40 volts. But still, I saw some videos that with the 50 volt caps, still they've been getting really hot under loads, and this is capable of 2 amp output. So I thought, okay, I keep them for the voltage below 20 volts and it's going to perform better. So I'm going to test this. I purchased this from eBay from a UK seller, and let's try this. I use this piece of tissue to avoid this to just moving around, and I get everything ready and I'm going to test it. Before I test it, I want just to check the temperature on this cap, just to show you what temperature do we have here. Is 21, 22 max, and the unit is off at the moment. 23 is building up while the unit is off. So our base is 23, and let's turn the unit on. I just connected this to 15.2 volts, and we check the temperature first, and then we check the input and output accuracy of this display. But at the moment this unit is not under any loads, and if it's going to build up temperature on the cap, and the performance of this unit is not going to be optimal. But at the moment is okay, so let's give it a while and we try the measurement of input and output, and then we give it a little bit of time to just warm up and see how it goes. But definitely I advise you, if you want to get one of these, get them with the 50 volt caps rather than 35. And let's see how it goes. We are at DC, and the input, it says 15.2, and we have 15.189, or fluctuating rather, because of the length of the leads and so on. And it has a switch that you can switch between the input voltage and output voltage. And now I set it at 12.6. Let's see how accurate is this. And the voltage that we are having is 12.56. Rather disappointing. It's supposed to be a little bit more. 5.6. So as you see, is not very accurate, but we assume that is because of the length of the leads and so on. And while the unit is on, we try once more the temperature and see how it goes. So before was 23, and now see after a little while how far it goes. Yeah. And remember, this is just 15.2 volts coming in under no loads, so it should perform well without any excessive temperature. But if you can imagine, if it's under any loads, it's going to heat up or build up heat much faster than this rate that we are trying right now. But as I mentioned before, if you go for this unit, you better go with the caps value of 50 volts rather than 35, because this shows the limitation of the input, and this unit is rated at input voltage of 4 to 40 volts, and I don't know how this cap can handle 40 volt while it itself is 35. And while I'm talking to you, as you see, without any loads, it's starting to build up temperature. And is let me just do it with the tip of this to see how it goes, faster or not. And I think you can use this with something like under 20 volts and 1 amp output. I assume is going to perform well. But if you want to use more than 1 amp with the voltage exceeding the rating of this cap, I'm afraid the performance is going to deteriorate. It's really difficult to hold this still while I'm talking to you. Anyhow, this was the video about this LM2596 with a cap of 35 volts. Please go for the 50 volts. That is going to perform better. But I saw some videos on YouTube that is still with 50 volt caps. It was getting really hot on the loads, and they are warm at the moment, and this one is rather not very warm. But it's a good unit. You don't need an ohm meter when you're checking this out. That's why I bought this. So for the last time I check a little bit of voltage. the temperature and see how far it goes. And see if it's going to exceed. Of course, both of these components, they are warm right now. Both of them. This cap rather more than this, because under load this component is going to get rather hot. Anyhow, it's not a bad unit if you want to use a voltage under 30. I recommend this, and until my next video, take care of yourself and each other, and as always, have a great time.